Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. As you know, the entire country today has been observing the 4th anniversary of the Pulwama terror attacks, one of the deadliest terror attacks in the country's history. In this big news video, we'll be discussing what happened exactly during the Pulwama terror attack, what was India's retaliation, and how did it change India-Pakistan relation ever since. But before we do that, very quickly reminding you that you have still not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure that you do hit the subscribe button so that you can take advantage of all the different initiatives that we have been bringing here for you right here on our YouTube channel. Now, as you know, today is the 4th anniversary of the Pulwama terror attacks, and that is why politicians and noted personalities from all across the country have been posting their condolences and also thanking those heroes that laid down their lives on this day in 2019 for the benefit of our country. Now, it was actually a suicide bomber attack. As you know, there was a terrorist called Adil Ahmad Dar who was driving a vehicle having about 300 kgs of explosive. That suicide bomber targeted the convoy of vehicles that were transporting security personnel on the Jammu Srinagar National Highway. Pulwama was the area where this collision actually took place. As a result of this collision, 40 Jawans of the CRPF were killed on the spot. The person who was accused of this, that is Adil Ahmed Dar, was a young resident of Pulwama itself and was associated with the terrorist organization Jaish-e-Mohammed, which is located in Pakistan. Since then, the government of India has been taking a lot of steps to cut down on the funding of Jaish-e-Mohammed. We have in fact tried to introduce a resolution in the United Nations Security Council to ban the organization and also the members associated with the organization. The attack also provoked several reactions from various nations across the entire world and was later claimed by Jaish-e-Mohammed as well. Now, as I told you, since it was one of the deadliest attacks carried out on our security forces in India, there was bound to be a lot of after effects. For example, India and Pakistan have been going through a very tough time ever since then in our bilateral relations. The Indian government took a lot of diplomatic, economic, and military measures. For example, even today, the embassies in each of the nations does not have a full-time ambassador. In fact, soon after the Pulwama attack, we saw an airstrike launched by India on Pakistan-controlled terrorist facilities in Kashmir, where, as per India, we did target a lot of terrorist camps and many terrorists were killed on that day. On Pakistan side, they have never accepted that even one single life was lost. In fact, Pakistan has been arguing officially that it only impacted certain barren land where certain trees were harmed and nothing else. The international community also was very quick to condemn this terror attack. Many countries expressed their support for India and called for action against terrorism that has been supported by the state of Pakistan. Both the United Nations and the United States themselves also asked that those responsible for this attack should be held accountable as soon as possible. India also took some diplomatic action. On that very day, for example, India revoked Pakistan's most favored nation status and thus increased the custom duty on all the goods imported to India from Pakistan to 200%. Since then, the trade between the two sides has gone down to almost negligible level because of this action. Do remember, from Pakistan side, Pakistan has never even given the status of most favored nation to India. India, on the other hand, has given this status earlier, but we revoked it very quickly as soon as the Pulwama terror attacks took place. Since then, Pakistan had also had to face a hard time in the international community to get finances. They were in fact put on the grey list of FATF. The FATF, that is a Financial Action Task Force, in fact, put Pakistan on the grey list for a long time. Just recently, they were let out of this list. Being there on this list made it very difficult for Pakistan to get any international financing for any of their project because government of Pakistan was now accused of being a government that supports the terror groups by supplying all the money that they can. In fact, there were various protests and candle marches all across the country and the government was asked to retaliate, and that is what the government did. There were multiple delegations from India supposed to visit Pakistan and most of them were cancelled. There was a delegation of Indian doctors who cancelled their visit to Pakistan as a part of 13th Association of Anesthesiologists Congress. Then Eurosport India, that is a sports channel they organize, they would no longer broadcast Pakistan Super League cricket matches in India. Not just this, Pakistani actors and artists were also banned from Indian film and music industry. Although some people did not like the step, but largely there was a support of lot of people in the society towards such steps. The biggest aftermath was that the Balakot airstrikes were carried out from the side of India. As you know, just a few days after the attack, on 26th of February, India carried out an attack on Jaish-e-Mohammed training camps in Balakot. 12 Mirage 2000 jets of the Indian Air Force went across the LOC in an unprecedented operation and targeted these training camps. Now, as I told you earlier as well, there are contrasting comments on what happened on that day from both the sides. India claims that we killed 300 to 350 terrorists in that attack, while Pakistan claims there were no casualties at all. Pakistan Air Force the very next day retaliated. They organized a counter airstrike on the Indian military establishment in Jammu and Kashmir, but they did not succeed. In fact, it was that aerial combat during which an Indian MiG 21 was hit and its pilot, Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman, was captured by Pakistan, an event that got circulated and covered by media from all across the world. He was released later on 1st of March by Pakistan, and he got a hero's welcome when he came to India on his conduct during his capture. He was in fact conferred with the Veer Chakra, which is India's third highest wartime gallantry medal. So those days from Pulwama terror attack till the time of Balakot air operations, a lot of things happened between India and Pakistan. There was a lot of planning that took place in the background, resulting into this successful attempt that has never been done in India's history. That has also set an example for Pakistan as well, that if they think of planning such attacks, there will always be retaliation from the side of India, and India will not back down. I hope that on this day, all of us remember in our prayers those people who lost their lives in saving Mother India's prestige. Let's hope that these 40 CRPF Jawans are now laying in peace. Thank you so much for watching the big news. Have a good day ahead.